Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Fox Den. My name is Fox, and today we're going to be playing another one of the hidden cat games. We played 100 romantic cats, and so today we're going to play 100 alien cats, which should be interesting. And the topic is we are talking about what is the ultimate pet, whether it's a pet you've had in the past or it's a pet you dream of having in the future. What is your dream pet, or who was your favorite pet to have? I don't know if I have a favorite pet. Probably should have thought about that. I've had some pretty interesting ones though. So I have had, let's see, I'm trying to think of my top 10 at least. Top 10. 10 would probably be hamsters. I've never had a standard hamster, but I have had a couple of robo dwarfs, I believe they were called. I had Abby and McGee, both named from NCIS. Oh wait, no, I also had Teal'c and O'Neill from Stargate. I found out very quickly that one of them was a girl, so yeah. I didn't rename them though, because why? I was also like 13. I was like, woo, hamsters. Hamsters are interesting. They're very small. They were fun to have, like, in their little hamster balls and stuff, which was cool. So you put them in like a little plastic ball and you like screw the lid on and they could run around the house and, you know, mind their own business and stuff. Which was fun. It was interesting watching my dogs chase them. So I used to have a hound dog like retriever mix that would chase the hamsters around the house while they were in their little hamster ball. I think my favorite part was that they were pocket-sized. My least favorite part is when Abby would get upset, she wouldn't bite or anything. She would like pee on you, which was like kind of gross. Let's see. So 9 would be oh, I had a lop-eared bunny. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He wasn't particularly nice. Like, when he got all riled up, he would, like, do the little thumping thing that rabbits do. But he would, like, dig at your clothes, and then when you were, like, giving him pets and stuff and he was happy, he would, like, bite your clothing and just, like, gnaw a hole in your clothes. I lost a couple of really good shirts to that rabbit. 8 would probably be... Oh, that one's tough. I would say probably my chameleon. Only because I didn't get to have it very long. Due to my mom not really paying attention to what I said. I said that the chameleon, being a baby, needed a smaller cage. She said, and I quote, "We have a cage at home," which is fair, you know, I get it. But also the chameleon was like, it was like putting an ant inside of a huge mixing bowl. So my chameleon Finn was in a giant terrarium that used to hold my snake. And she was pretty small. She was little bitty, like she was barely the size of like half my hand maybe. And the aquarium or the terrarium aquarium in question was probably, I'm looking at my desk. I'm trying to remember how to measure things with my eyeballs instead of a measuring tape. I don't know. I would say that the terrarium was probably like 3 feet by 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet tall. It was a pretty big, like, aquarium. And, chameleons like to climb. So she climbed to the top and she fell and, well, she didn't make it. So, which was sad for me. I did like her. I didn't have her for very long because, again, I was a child. I know nothing. So let's see. What was that? 8? So 7. 7? 7. Oh, 7 would have to be my squirrels. Oh my god. My squirrels were a handful. My squirrels were terrible. Terrible, terrible children. I loved them to pieces, though. There was a hawk that got in their nest and dropped them on my driveway in the middle of me walking my dog. And they dropped one on the driveway in front of me, and I was like, holy crap, it's raining squirrels. And of course, baby squirrels make this, like, really loud, ear-piercing chirp noise when they're scared. So I was like, holy crap, it's alive. So I grabbed it, I stuck it in my hoodie, because it was, like, winter-ish. It was kind of cold. And then as I was, like, going up to the house to say, hey, look, I have a baby squirrel, a hawk dropped a second one in the dirt next to the driveway. And I was like, holy shit. So I had 2 baby squirrels. And less than a couple of seconds later, a third one fell. That one did not make it because, well, I mean, it hit the pavement pretty hard. Just gonna leave it at that. I did bury him, though. And then I had 2 little baby squirrels, Scar and Oliver were their names. Scar, because, when the hawk had picked up these babies, he had, like, the hawk had, like, pinched its butt cheek. So it had 2 marks from the beak in its ass. So, we had Scar and we had Oliver. They were a handful. They ate all the wallpaper in my pet room. That was fun. Was that 6? Was that 6 or 7? I can't remember. 8 was... I'm gonna say that was 7. So 6 would probably be my chinchillas. They were pretty fun. Very soft. I didn't think that they were as soft as they were. We had it was Gibbs and Jenny. Again, we had those. So we had the chinchillas at the same time that we had the hamsters. My mom was really big into getting a bunch of animals at one time, which was crazy, like, in my head, because it was a lot of animals to take care of. But also, outside looking in, people assumed that the animals were each of us kids' pets, so there were 4 of us kids. But in reality, we weren't allowed to really play with them too much. Like, we could play with them while we were cleaning their environment, so it wasn't really a fair trade. So, let's see. 6 would be chinchillas. Let's see, 7, or not 6. We're going down. 5, so we're in the top 5. Top 5, I used to have a rabbit named Potato. Loved him. Completely. He passed away of old age, though. Like, he was, you know, I had him for a little while. A good while. He snuggled with me. He also would, like, demand cheese, and I would give him cheese, and he would take it, and he'd run away, and he'd hide it. So then it was, like, the rest of the day was basically, an event of, trying to find the cheese that my rabbit hid. Let's see. 5. 4 would be... my snake, Denozo. Again, I had him at the same time I had the chinchillas and the hamsters. I loved Denozo. Denozo was a rescue snake, which is so funny because every time I tell people that, they're like, oh, you know, snakes, there's no such thing as a snake, that's a rescue snake. Well, this one was a rescue snake. My brother's mom, they are my stepbrothers. My stepbrother's mom had a boyfriend that wanted to have a snake. He got a snake, and he swears up and down that the pet store told him that snakes eat rats. Now that might be true. I don't know. But this snake definitely should not have been eating rats because it was like barely a foot long. So he gave this snake a full-size rat to eat, and the rat was like, "You're not gonna eat me, I'm gonna eat you." Uno reverse. So, this rat tore up the side of the snake. And as morbid as it is, the boyfriend agreed to give me the snake because he was pretty sure the snake was dying. He's like, "Yeah, you can have the snake. I don't want a snake that's dying." So I got to have this like barely 1 foot California king, and I named him Denozo. And we didn't think he was gonna make it. Obviously, he had a huge hole in his side. He did, however, make it. I got to keep him for about 4 years, 5 years. Yeah, he was a lot of fun. He got real big too. I was the only one that could feed him because he bit my mom once. Because my mom thought it was a cool idea to have the snake on the desk while she was writing one day. And well, it was around the time that he was supposed to get fed, so he got fed like once every 2 weeks. We were the pet people told us once every week, but he wasn't eating once every week, and like the mice would just live in his little house. So I was like, maybe we should reduce the amount of time we feed him. So it was once every 2 weeks, and he would eat like 3 mice once every 2 weeks, which was fine. But my mom was like, "Oh, he doesn't need to be fed. I can't do that, blah, blah, blah." Well, apparently she had him on the desk, and one thing led to another. He saw her, like, her hand moving like a mouse. You know, it's a snake. He probably thought it was a mouse. While she was writing, and he bit her. So she did not touch him from that day on. And then, that was 4. 3 would probably be... Sherlock. We had a hedgehog named Sherlock. He was pretty fun. Again, my mom's pet, right? I got to give him a bath a couple of times, though. That was pretty cool. So you, like, when you're bathing a hedgehog, you can put them in, like, a little clear container with some bubbly water and stuff. And then you can take a toothbrush and you can brush their spines while you're cleaning them. And he loved that. It was pretty awesome. Pretty good experience. 2, probably my Akita German Shepherd, Mala. She was a very good... I just loved everything about her. When we first got her, fun fact, my mom will swear up and down that, you know, this was her favorite dog in the whole world. So fun fact, we weren't supposed to get her. My mom, we went to a flea market down the road from our house, and they had lemon point chihuahuas. I don't know what that is. I just remember it was like lemon something chihuahua, and my mom was like, had her heart set on getting a chihuahua for whatever reason. I'm not knocking it. It's just I'm not really good with small dogs. They're very small and yappy. So we were there to get not a chinchilla, a chihuahua. And they were like, yeah, they're $800 each. And my siblings were all about this dog. And I remember we were walking past this group of Akitas, and they're little babies. They were like barely a month old. And I saw one. She was in a cage that was the same size as her, in the sun, long-haired little puppy. In the sun, no food, no water. And I was like, I want that one. And the breeder, I remember the breeder, goes, "You should look at these ones," the ones that were in front of him, that all looked like actual Akitas. Now, she actually had, like, the German Shepherd snout. She was the only one of the litter that had it. And I was like, "No, I want that one." And he goes, "I will give you that one for $20. Now, all the puppies, like, all of her siblings, were going for, like, close to $1,000. I was like, $20? Fuck yeah, I have $20. You can have my money. Take my money. And we brought her home, and then I got to keep her for 15 years? I think 15 years. She's a solid dog. She was a great dog. And then my number one, definitely gonna be Ying Yang. He was a feral cat that I turned into a lovable little goober. He hated everybody's guts. And actually, it's funny because Lincoln's kind of acting a lot like him. But I got to have him for 16 years before he passed away, old age. But he was mean. He almost sent me to the hospital for stitches once. And then, you know, he and I had a bonding moment, and then it was like I couldn't go to the bathroom without this cat freaking out. He had a whole panic attack. But he went from, it was like a whole personality flip. He went from being super violent to only wanting to be around me all the time. And then it was so bad that I wasn't able to bring him back to the shelter because, like, he would get mad at everybody that went to see him. So I wound up adopting him. He was a great cat. But definitely tell me who your favorite pet you've ever had is in the comments below. I want to hear. I want to know some pet stories. Tell me some pet stuff. And obviously dream pet. If you have a dream pet, it could be real, it could be fictional. I wish I could have a dragon. That'd be awesome. That'd be super cool. It'll never happen. I mean, unless I could, like, get in a program where I could get, like, a Komodo dragon. That's pretty close, right? Maybe. Anyway, that's gonna be all for now, Foxton crew. If you had fun watching today, don't forget to hit that like. Leave me a comment below. Tell me your pets' names. Tell me your favorite pet ever. Tell me your least favorite pet. Mix it up in the comments below. Subscribe for more cozy adventures. And hey, if you want to catch me live, you guys can come and hang out with me over on Twitch Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I play a lot of random stuff. Usually it's cozy, sometimes it's horror, sometimes it's just, hey, this looked cool. Why not play it? Anyway, until next time, bye guys!